All right, all right. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Let me see. All right, there we go. Got the mic going. Um, Coach Prime makes some changes. I heard there was a change. Now, I don't know if he officially said this change, but of course, yours truly is saying that a major change is made up at Colorado. Now, like I said, I'm getting secondhand information. Um, Getting secondhand information on the major move up there. Um, Now I don't know if there's any. As a matter of fact, now that I'm here, let me see if it's. Let me see. All right, let's see what happened here. So, as you know, Marshall Falk has taken the Southern job. He sold on the Southern job after talks with Hall of Fame friend and NBA champion. So it looks like he was hired after the Bayou Classic win. So Marshall Falk is the first major change. He's leaving. Um, so I think we knew that already. And then also, let me just bring this up. I was caught up in something all day. I was like, I should have talked about this earlier, but I didn't. Let me see. Let me go to. So we had one person already hit the transfer portal. That's Mantrez Walker. He's hit the transfer portal. So that's what we got right there. Marshall Falk going to Southern. And also it is said that Colorado forecast $27 million deficit after Coach Prime pay raise and NIL payments. So they said they're in a $27 million deficit. It says the University of Colorado Athletic Department is projecting that it will run a $27 million deficit during the current fiscal year ending in June 2026. In addition to needing 11.9 million in institutional support from the university and 2.2 million from student fees, according to the budget figures obtained by USA Today. Those numbers are not final. The athletic department is hoping to bring that deficit down by the end of June with revenue and donations, sponsorships, and concerts at Folsom Field. But it has never reported a deficit that big before, which could potentially leave the athletic department in need of more than 41 million in subsidies from the university, including the institutional support and student fees. The athletic director Rick George announced recently he's stepping down. We know that, giving him a 5 year. It said, hold on, Coach Prime in March, giving him a 5 year contract, more than 10 million annually. His team just finished 3-9. Okay, we know that. It said attendance started to wane after selling out his first season in 2023. Like other major college sport programs, Colorado is committed to providing players with up to 20.5 million in annual benefits and direct payments under terms of the NCAA House legal settlement. The cost is let's see, the cost is new this year with 20.5 million cap going up to 4% next year. Let me think about this. So it says like other major Colorado is committed to providing players with. I'm thinking they're not just talking about the football team. They talking about the entire sports. 20.5 million. I don't know. I know some college programs that 20.5 million is their roster. Believe it or not, along with the roster and coaches' salaries. It says the latter two costs are the biggest reasons for the projected deficit. The 20.5 million for players. Oh, wait a minute. The 20.5 million for players and 10 million per year for Sanders. Colorado they breaking bread at Colorado. You mean to tell me they got 20.5 million for players? Hold on a second. Do they got 20.5 million for just the football players or for the student athletes? I'm thinking they thinking the foot. They got some bread up at Colorado, man. 20.5 million for the players? They got some bread up there, man. So what's gonna happen here is, well, you're gonna have to go to my I'm setting up that on my other channel. I can't talk of this is sports over here, bro. I can't mix that over here. Um you said just about all colleges operate in the red. They have money. The 27 million is only 10% of you didn't finish. 10% of what? I don't think all colleges are in the red. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they're in the red. I don't think all colleges are in the red. Now, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Coach Prime to win next year and the year after that. The pressure is on. And I don't think any major coaching changes are coming. I don't think so. The only major coaching change was Coach Marshall Falk going to Southern. Now, I heard, now this is secondhand information, they're saying the major change today was he's docking their pay, his staff's pay. Now, if that is true, let me think about this. If he don't have any coaching changes other than Marshall Falk, and he's docking their pay by a certain percentage, I don't know if that's going to be good. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be good, man. I think the coaches will be upset that they're getting their pay docked. So if there's no major coaching changes as far as to the how can I say this, with the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator, I think they had a meeting and decided that they didn't have the personnel. Remember I was saying before, like, coaches are only good as their personnel. So they're gonna have to go out and get some dogs. And if they got 20 point some $1 million for the players, they got bread over there. They got some bread, man. They got some bread, man, to pay some of these players to come in. They got some bread. You said only 10% of you said check out. I'm not checking out anybody that do Buffs news anymore. I'm not checking out anybody. I unsubscribed to everybody because there was a lot of hate going on. So I unsubscribed to everybody. I don't listen to nobody. I just don't. Um, I listen to Matt because his rants are funny. So I do listen to him. But everybody else I don't listen to no more, bro. I don't really care too much about the financial part of it. I just know that they got some bread to break over there, which is good to know because they're gonna need it for recruiting. Now, here's my question to you. If they don't make any coaching changes, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's a personnel issue? They just didn't have the personnel? Because that's what coach is saying. They got to go to the transfer portal and address that defensive situation because nobody really complained about the defensive coordinator last year. Not really. I mean, we did say they did give up some runs last year. They did. But nobody really too much complained about him. He was getting some praise. Now, what happened this year? He lost a lot of his personnel to the NFL. He most certainly did, and to graduation and no more eligibility. Okay. He lost a lot of people last year, so that could be it. And also now they don't lost somebody to the transfer portal, Mantrez Walker. They said he's a freshman, 5'11", 220 linebacker. So they lost him to the transfer portal right there. I don't know how many other people they're gonna lose to the transfer portal. You said they had a harder schedule this year too. Yeah, the schedule wouldn't have been that bad if Shador and them was still there. That's what I'm saying. They lost a lot to they lost a lot to no more eligibility to the draft, people not coming back. They lost a lot, bro. They really did. They really, really lost a lot. They lost a lot. They would have been competing if Shador and them was there. That's a certain because they had a problem at the quarterback position this year. And sometimes it's not that the quarterback is bad, it just didn't work out. That's all. It didn't work out. He played all three quarterbacks this year. I don't know if they played Ponder. I can't remember. Maybe for a little bit, but they played everybody. So they got to address a lot of issues, and they're gonna do it in the transfer portal. Now, a lot of people are speculating. This is my other question to you: is Coach Prime going to change his recruiting style? Is he going to go out and visit some of these players because they do have a little bit of money? They got 20 point something million. That's enough money right there to build you a nice roster. That's a nice little chunk of change there. So they got a little bit of money there to burn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think they had that much, but they got a little something there to burn there, you know, to go out and get a bowl game at least. They can buy them a bowl game. They just got to get the right players. They got to get the players that actually give a damn. And they did have some players that actually gave a damn, but they didn't play him. And we see that in one of the linebackers, but he's out of eligibility now. I forget the kid that they put in at linebacker for the last two games. He was making plays and he was playing hard and he didn't give up, but they just didn't play him. What's going on, CC? So they just didn't play him. So they're not really making no major coaching changes here yet, as far as I see. Um, and you know the thing is, last year, like I said, we were some people were giving the defensive coordinator a lot of praise. This year they didn't, and rightfully so because they gave up a lot of run yards. But is it his problem or they need the talent there? They were lacking talent. That's my question to you. Now they got Tafik Beard there, but Tafik Byard, they got him there. He's one of the shining stars on that defense. Okay. They got Tafik there. Now I know a lot of colleges, they probably in his ear trying to give him some money to hit that portal. But we'll see. Because now Colorado got money too now to give him. They do. They do. And they got enough to, to make it decent around there. Now, I've been hearing some things. Now, like I said, some of these content creators, like I said, they sitting up there telling all the business. I don't know if all this is true or not. Like I'm getting secondhand information, but they're saying that the coaches' salaries were docked. They were docked like 20, 30%. Now, I can tell you right now, some of them coaches, they not gonna say nothing, but they're gonna be pissed about that. Now, how is that gonna translate into getting ready for this season? I mean, if you're gonna dock salaries, you might as well let them go. In my opinion, you might as well let them go. Because what you're saying is they didn't do their job, which means you didn't do yours. Now, my question is, he gonna get docked? No. So that's gonna be a problem. I think that'll be a problem for me. I think I would have to leave at that point. Like if I'm getting my salary docked, like I'm only good um Yeah, but the thing is, are they gonna respond well to that though? His salary is not getting docked, but theirs are. I'm already saying there could be some possible sabotage going on. That means they're gonna be the same next year. Yeah, he gotta be a little careful with that one. Like I'm sure, like I honestly think, you know, do he got somebody up there that stand on it, man? Like that really tell him how it is. Because I'm gonna tell you what everything that has to change. Obviously, their preparation and how they go about their practice didn't work. It didn't work. So they're gonna have to change that. So that's a coaching change. Are they gonna be able to change that? How they go about their preparation? Because the preparation didn't work. They only won 3 games. Yeah, obviously a message has been sent. He's holding the coaches accountable. But the thing is, I don't know how they're gonna take that. Now, are the players' salaries gonna get docked? Because they were part of that only 3-win season as well. You can't dock their pay because then you're gonna have them hit the portal. You know what I mean? So I honestly think they gotta concentrate on recruiting. Um, they gotta concentrate on recruiting. Yeah, the player's not gonna take too kindly to their salary getting docked. These kids is all about self. That's the difference now. You said they need college coach. Hey man, yeah, I would think so. My thing is they probably would need some people that got like college coaching if that's what he gonna do. But docking their salaries, I'm not sure if that's gonna work because they still gonna have the same preparation from last year, and it's not gonna work. Their preparation has to change. See, I'm real over here. See, some people think that I'm a prime sexual and stuff like that. No, I tell it like it is. When I'm standing on it with Shador because they did him wrong. I'm standing on that. They did Shador wrong, not Colorado, but the Browns. And I'm standing on that. Like I don't just like think somebody is holier than thou. I do not. I'm not trying to go up there. You never see me like on the trying to get field tickets to go on the field. I'm not trying to be all in their face. I'm not. I'm just documenting a moment in time here because he's coaching. It's a Hall of Fame player here that's arguably one of the two greatest athletes of all time, him and Bo Jackson. And he happens to be coaching Colorado. I think this is a historic moment in time, and I'm documenting it. You said Petrol is staying. His sons will be there next year. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Livingston Pico Sap game gone. You said I think Livingston Pico Sap gone as coaches. Pat is gone or being QB coach. Something getting let go from the O line coaching staff. I don't know. Like so far, just their salaries got docked according to oh, you talking about Pet Pico. Okay, the new line coach. Okay. That's what you talking about. You said his son's coming there. Well, we need somebody to play like him. If his son's anything like him, then that's a good pickup. That's a real good pickup. That'll beef up that defensive line. Trust me. Um, he said Prime has a great heart and it's very real. Right? Yeah, he does. You said you hear Matt. You said you talking about Matt? for the past couple days. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that to him. I mean, he's not playing. I keep see he probably is saying thinking the same thing I'm thinking. It's a personnel issue. When I say personnel, I'm not talking about the coaches. I'm talking about the players. Because ain't nobody talk about the defense last year when you had Chidozie there. Nobody. Or Shiloh or Travis. Yeah, they gave up some scores and stuff. They lost some games they weren't supposed to lose, but you weren't totally trashing the defensive line coordinator. I mean the defensive coordinator. You said, look at what BYU did. Now they're playing for the Big 12 championship. You said this was the year to recruit a lot of high school players. Well, yeah, they're going to have to recruit a lot of high school players. But here's the thing, Coach Prime is still going with his formula. You got to recruit a certain amount of high school players, a certain amount in the transfer portal. He going transfer portal heavy. You said, yeah, Matt was kinder and can be constructive criticizing, but he needs to help out then. Um, I don't know if he offered his help. I'm not sure. Maybe he did. Um, he has a point on a few things. Like I said, I think their preparation has to change. It's something that they're doing in practice that's not good. Because or they just don't have the personnel. So it might be a personnel issue. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going with a personnel issue because we weren't talking like this when Travis and them was there. Okay. So you got to go find some Travis Hunters out there. That's it. Because look, he already got the transfer portal right. You remember when he bought Chidozie and them, man? Didn't he get it right with Chidozie? He most certainly did. So what's stopping him now? Now that he's healthy, see, he's healthy now, so he's going to be right in the thick of things when it comes to getting these players there. Because remember, he had to go take care of some business in last off season. He had a lot on his mind, and he was in pain. Okay, recovering, so he couldn't do what he had to do last year. You said someone might have scammed money, because major magazine saying CU is half broke. I know they are. I don't think they should be broke. I mean, they did get buy a new jumbotron, and they also got the other sports to think about as well. They got to spend money there too, because the basketball players got to get paid. So money is going in and going out. Oh, I didn't talk about that yet. I just went live. You said, did you talk about the negotiation going on to keep Seaton? Yeah, but like I'm saying, I just went live, but we gonna get to it. Now, here's the thing. I already talked about already. Remember the last time I went live? I said that these colleges going to be offering him millions of dollars. I've already talked about it. And it's not just Seaton. It could be Tafik Byard. It could be Omarion. Hell, if I was a college, I'd be going after Caleb Mathis. That's my guy right there. You know why? I keep saying him. I know why you keep bigging up Caleb Mathis, because he can fucking ball. That's why. I'm tired of seeing him on special teams. I want to see him catch a pass. And he did catch a pass, and he caught it. You see how his hands were? He caught it with no problem. Okay? I've been waiting to see Caleb Mathis play since year one. Listen, did you know he could be potentially an NFL receiver? Y'all know that? You guess who he remind me of? He remind me of that's saying a lot. He reminds me of I'll think about it in a second because he played for the Jets. You said, but didn't they take a Rolls Royce plane to their bowl game? You talking about a Rolls Royce jet? It had the Rolls Royce engine. Yeah, they did take that. Now, the only reason why I keep bringing up Caleb, because I know people say, why you keep doing that? Because here's the reason. Caleb Mathis, I would use him in third down situations. You know where you need a route runner to go in the middle or run a funky route? That's what I would use him for. Okay, damn, you saying Wayne Corbett? Damn, I was thinking of more like Santana Moss. But you saying Wayne Corbett? Okay, okay, I can see that. I can see that because they about the same size. I can see that. And here's the thing. I don't think he realized it. Do he realize he could be in the NFL? I don't think he realized it. He need to demand to play. He need to demand it. I'm sorry. He need to demand it, yo. He's not just there because of his dad. He actually can play. Guys, I be studying high school film because those where the potential dogs are. You got to get your dogs in high school. I'm coming back to your comment in a second. I see y'all comments. Give me a second. Because you're talking about Seaton and McKinney. I'm gonna get back to you. Um, yeah. I watch a lot of high school film because I want to see where the talent is. Yeah, Santana did have the Jets. That's the only thing. So I watched his film a lot. And I also watched Juju film because I wanted to see what the problem was. Is there something there that I'm not seeing? So I watched Juju really hard, and I think he should have started this year. I think they should have started him a lot sooner so he can get his opportunity. But I went back to Caleb Mathis. I said, maybe I'm missing something. And don't get me wrong, his first year, I mean, in his second year, there just wasn't enough ball to go around. I expected Caleb to play this year. Now that Travis and them are gone and Jimmy gone to the NFL, now I had expect Caleb. I expected to see him. But yes, Caleb did get hurt. I believe he was hurt at some point. I believe he was dealing with an injury because remember, you didn't see him and he wasn't suiting up for the games. So that could have been it too. But you remember the last game they played, he caught a difficult pass and he just reached his hands out and caught it. So he has to demand the play. I'm sorry. He gonna have to demand it. I know he's saying that he wants to be a NFL general manager. Caleb, you might can be a goddamn player. Forget general manager right now. You probably can play. Yeah, he's like a Edelman. Damn, you saying Edelman? That's saying a lot, Tony. You said that's saying a lot right there. Yeah, he had surgery. Okay, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's why he couldn't play. He needs to play next year. I'm sorry. He needs to play next year. You can't be there that long and not know the playbook. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's get to Jordan Seaton. So what about him? Because I've already said that other colleges probably hitting him up. I mean, that's just a no-brainer. Now, let me ask you guys this. Do you think his stock is going down? I think he'll get drafted regardless if he stay here or not. He gonna get drafted regardless. Um, he probably gonna be gone after next season. Um, yeah, what happened to Rock? Rock he just sat down. That's crazy. That was his last year. Rock. Um, he probably got a lot of colleges in his ear right now. I promise you this. And do you know what's his name? Don't got access to a lot of money, Lane Kiffin. He's lurking around. I wouldn't be surprised if Lane Kiffin people didn't hit him up to come to LSU. And if he did leave, you said he has a lot for the draft next year, right? Oh, Rock was hurt again. Damn, I didn't know that. So yeah, they may had a lot of injuries. They had a nose tackle that transferred in that was injured as well. And he would have been a difference maker, I heard. You said I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan decide to move on. Well, Coach Prime said it. He said it's not like if he was to hit the portal, he's against Coach Prime. That's not it. It's usually for business. It's for business. It's not that he's against the program. It's just his business if kids hit the portal, which I understand. You say you want him to fail, Kiffin? I just like him since he was at USC. Yeah, he was at USC. You're right about that. He been around a little bit. Hey man, business come first, so I get it. I don't knock people that they want to go get their bread. I'm not knocking them, but I think Seaton has a potential to stay. I don't see why not. He the man up there. Um, oh, he got a medical red shirt. You said we at LSU are happy to have Lane. I mean, he's a good coach. Lane Kiffin is a good coach. He's been proven. He know how to recruit. Now Kiffin, you know what his main thing was? How much money do I got for the kids? How much money are y'all giving me to work with? So as long as Lane Kiffin got money to go buy some a roster, that's what he's gonna do. So y'all good at LSU. Y'all good. You said Lane has been, but yeah, but he stayed down and about in this coaching thing. He stayed down. You're gonna get let go at some places early on. That's how it is. He's a hot commodity. Look what he did with Ole Miss. I think they should have let him coach it out. I don't agree with him leaving like this. I think they should have let him coach it out like Coach Prime did when he was at Jackson State. They let him coach that bowl game. He saw it all. He saw it to the end, and that was it. But I get it. He going to LSU. That's a big hit. Lane Kiffin in the NFL. I can't remember. I don't think so. He may have at some point. You say you hope Jordan Seaton stays. I don't have no indication that he's leaving. Somebody said there's some negotiations going on. I'm not privy to that. You think CU has a development issue? A lot of these kids coming from winning programs in high school, they're trying to make it to the next level. Here's the thing. If they have a developmental issue, then they're going to have to change what they're doing. Are they willing to change what they're if they don't willing to change what they're all right, look, they might not think it's a developmental issue. I'm thinking the coaches might think it's a personnel issue. I'm thinking that. Now, here's the problem. If there's some players going to vloggers to get help learning the defense, that's a problem. That come down to the coaching now. Because they feel like they got to go somewhere else just to learn a scheme or something. That's a problem. That's on the coaching right there. You say you just read an article regarding CU negotiating with Seaton. They said he is their number one retention target right now. Yeah. Well, listen, how much are they going to pay him for one season? How much you think they should pay him for one season? Because Lane Kiffin out there lurking around. And Lane, you know what Lane has? He can talk. Lane can talk his ass off now. I know how he is. He can talk his ass off. And he will. Let me tell you what he'll do. Let me tell you what he'll do because he's done it before. He'll come to your house if he has to. Oh yes, he'll come to your house. Because I know somebody's son that was being recruited by him. Came right to his house, bro. He came right to the house, ate dinner with him and everything, and got back on the plane. He took a private jet there, met with him, talked to the parents, got right back on the plane, bro. The player went with him to the airport just to see him get in the plane. He said Seaton can get $4 million from LSU. Yeah, I'm not talking about the NIL. We talking back money. What's up with that back end money? You think $4 million? The back end money? Because you see how Jordan Seaton put together his body. You see how he worked out last off season. That's very valuable for him to do that. You see how he transformed his body. He did that all on his own in the off season. So that's something that he wants it. Those are the players that you look for. You can't lose a player like that. So yes, he is their highest retention target. And Tafiq Byard as well. Tafiq was playing with one hand and making plays. Okay, you got to keep him. And you got to go out and get some more people like him. Now, one of the guys on the offensive line, he's headed to the NFL. He's out of time. I think he's out of eligibility. The guy with the locks. He's headed to the NFL. Believe it or not, he's an NFL player. He's headed there. But they didn't really, I don't know. I think you know why I think it might be also a preparation issue? Because they took they took Benson out of his position because he's a right tackle. And they moved him to guard, but now he's back at Indiana and they winning. And he's back at right tackle and he's starting. So what is that telling you? It has to be something with the preparation as well. Think about that for a second. He's starting at Indiana. Did you know that? He's starting at Indiana. He's a starter at right tackle. So that makes me believe that if he was at Colorado, they should have kept him at right tackle. I think they have a preparation issue as well. But the thing is, if they're not willing to see that, we're going to have the same results next year. If that's the case. The only reason why I say that, there was a linebacker. I forget the linebacker name, the linebacker that they played for the last 2 games. He kind of looked like Brian Urlacher. He kind of looked like Brian Urlacher. I forget his name. They played him the last. Did you know he was making plays? He was playing hard. They should have played him the whole season. And he ain't got no more eligibility left. Now, with Hood, now this is what I heard with Hood. Now, I'm getting secondhand information, but they're saying that they didn't want to give his brother a scholarship. That's why he left. Oh my God, you can't lose a person like Hood. He's headed to the NFL if he declares for the draft. If he declares for the draft, he could possibly be taken on day 1 or day 2. So that means it's a systematic issue here. And then also they said that they were told they didn't want Nakai Hill-Green. They didn't want him. Now my question is, why didn't you want him? Was he not a good player? That's why you didn't want him? Yeah, this is a problem here. See, I'm not afraid to say that. It's a problem if that's the case. You said new coaches will change the lack of preparation for sure, but I don't think that's happening. So that means if we're not going to give your brother a scholarship, just go ahead and go. That means they didn't value Hood. They didn't think he was a great player. So that means that they couldn't see that he was a great player. It's going to be the same next year. It's going to be a problem if they don't fix it. It has to be a preparation issue as well because of Benson. Benson is starting at Indiana. He's not coming off the bench. He's starting. And what's their record this year? They had a good record. And that quarterback could potentially win the Heisman Trophy. He's blocking for somebody that could win the Heisman Trophy. Something is wrong there. They should not have moved him from right tackle. They can't identify talent. Some of them can't identify talent. You know what that means? That's a coaching issue. That means who was the offensive line coach when Benson was there? He may have not wanted him to move to guard. He may have wanted to keep him at I don't know. It's on the coaches, bro. My question is, how was he able to go back to Indiana and start for a winning team? That means he's not garbage. You said no, his brother wanted to be a starter. I mean, was he starter material or what? Maybe that wasn't their fault. Was he starter material? Benson wanted to be closer to home, but he does look great out there. Oh, he wanted to be back home? Oh, Low Hope wasn't bad. So he just wanted to be back home, you sure? Because they moved him from right guard. They moved him from right tackle to guard. He was playing out of position. You said they gave Benson a lot of money. You talking about Indiana? That means he's a good player. That means he should have been a person you keep. But like Coach Brown said, some people are going to leave. It ain't up to them. Hold on one second. Yeah, so my bad. Oh, his brother was not a starter. He's at a small school. Okay. It's nothing they could do there then. If he was just mad about his brother, it's nothing they can do for that. Prime needs to get Dylan Edwards out of the portal, just like Indiana. I know, just like Indiana did. But he might not want to come back to Colorado. We don't know. The running back situation is not their issue. They don't have a running back problem. But if he wants to come back, even more the better. But they don't have a running back issue. They can't stop that run. They would have been able to stop that run if they kept Wester's brother and they kept Nakai Hillgreen. They probably would have stopped it. They would have did a little better. But Nakai went to the thing is, I want to know like why do you want to keep Nakai Hillgreen and he go start at Alabama? That don't make sense. Unless he wanted some money, wanted more money. We never know. Like I'm not in privy to their team. But I don't know. Jordan Seaton, I don't know. Like we'll see what the negotiations are. Um, let me check that out real quick. Let me get off here. Let me see. Yeah, retaining Juju Lewis, Jordan Seaton on off-season checklist for Coach Sanders in Colorado. Tyler's take. Um, I do. That's for the Denver Gazette. The Denver Gazette wrote this piece. I agree with them that they got to keep them too because they weren't the issue. Jordan Seaton definitely wasn't the issue. Um, it says Sanders talked about it often as the season went to the rails, but the Buffs do have a solid young core. Coach Prime said his staff of about 10 to 15% of the roster will enter the portal every year. But there are 5 players CU can't afford losing heading into 2026. Freshman quarterback Julian Lewis, Juju, Jordan Seaton, of course, Omarion Miller, I just said Tafik Bayard, and freshman London Merritt. I also think, what's the other guy from Michigan? They can't lose him either. Um, Let me go to their roster. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to their roster. I'm just gonna break it down. I'm gonna go to their roster, see what they got. That's the only way I can remember the names. Just go to their roster here. And I think I'm gonna do this by position. I'm gonna filter this by position. Now I think at the cornerback position, RJ Johnson, he gonna be a good one. Think they might want to keep him. Now DJ McKinney is still there. You think they're gonna keep him? What's going on with DJ McKinney? Or is he going into the draft? How about he's probably no more. Ivan Yates probably don't have no more eligibility. He probably don't. Now the defensive end, Keaton Wade was a senior. He going to the NFL. Now the only issue is, let me see. Um, I don't know. Let me see. He's done though. Yeah, he's definitely done. Keaton Wade, I believe so. Now London Merritt, everybody talking about London Merritt. They want to keep him. He's a defensive end. He's 250 pounds. Now, Keaton Wade at the NFL level, he's a little bit undersized. I don't know what he'll do at the next level. He's undersized. Maybe he's a hybrid or something. Because London Merritt more fits the bill for the defensive end. He's 250 pounds. Um, Quincy Wiggins, Arden Walker is a senior. I think he's done. He will be good at the NFL level. He'll be good at the NFL level. He's 250 pounds. He did good this year. Let's see. Oh, Brandon Davis Swain. That's another one I think is going to be good. Brandon Davis Swain. That's a good foundational player. Yeah, Montrez Walker is leaving, I know. But how about Brandon Davis Swain? I think he'll be real good. Um, yeah, Mantrez, he was a freshman. He leaving. Yeah, Sean Myers. That's who I was talking about. The linebacker. They didn't play him this year. When he got in the game, he did really good. Jeremiah Brown is gone. Gage Goldberg is coming back. We'll see what he do next year. Kylan Salter, he's a linebacker. I think he might hit the portal. His brother's not there no more. We'll see. Yaya, he looked like he's going to be good at the guard position. He's 340 pounds. All he needs is some offseason preparation. I think he'll be good for the future. Larry Johnson III, it says that he's a junior coming in here. I think he's headed to the draft. Larry Johnson III, he might be headed to the draft. I don't think he's coming back. But if he do, it said he came to Colorado as a junior. So that means he has a year left. He's a big guy, guys. He's 6'7", 350. That's NFL size. We'll see what his plans are. And our center that came in, he came in as a grad student. I don't know if he got any more eligibility left. Xavier Hill also came in as a grad student. I don't know if he got any. I don't know if he has any eligibility left, or he headed to the draft. Also, Zylan Chrysler. They has the good offensive line this year, guys. The offensive line was good. He's 6'7", 340. They had a good offensive line this year. They did. They got it right in the portal with the offensive line. That's my point. They did. They got it right. Jordan Seaton is coming back for one more year, hopefully. Dallin Hayden should come back for one more year. I don't know about the Kalen Taylor. He came in as a senior. He might have a little bit of eligibility left. We got Micah Welch. He's a good player coming back. They got some good things going on here. So, like I said, Tafik Byard. They got Carter Stoutmeyer. I think that if they move him more in instead of safety, he should be all right. Like like a dime or something. Yeah, Ben Fenn. I don't know if Ben coming back. I think he is. I like his energy. Omarion Miller. Now, Marion went into the season as a junior, so I don't know if he's going to declare for the draft or not. We'll see. We'll see if he puts his name in the hat. He says he related to Larry Johnson. I don't think so. Well, let me see. I don't think so, Antoine. You talking about grandmama? I don't think so. Wait a minute. Let me see something. No, no, I don't think they related. No. You see Omarion coming back? I do too. Yo, Ben said he's coming back. I like his energy, what he brings to the table. He's passionate. And I like Draylon Miller. Um, you know, so those guys are important, you know. But I don't know if it's a preparation issue. I don't know. If it is, we'll find out next season. We'll definitely find out, especially if they have the same record with it's the coaches. We'll see. They got a lot of pressure on them this year. The coaches do. Max Coach Prime said he didn't have any leaders on the team this year, including Jordan Seaton. Ben was a vocal leader, but Jordan Seaton, I'm like he might have took a little bit of initiative to say some things. Interesting. Um, but I know he's like their number one priority. Oh, Marion in Cleveland. You said Seaton was not a vocal leader. Damn. You said the quarterback has to be the leader. Yeah. Now some people are silent assassins though. They lead with their play. But if he don't have the reins this year, he gotta be promised that he's the starter this year. If not, then he gonna hit the portal. I mean, I would. I mean, you're not gonna have me. I need to be starting. Like, regardless how you feel or not, I need to be starting. I'm a 5-star. I need to be starting, man. You said how are they in a deficit? I don't know if it's just all their whole budget for the athletic department as a whole. Because they got the basketball, the soccer. You got to pay a lot of players, not just the football players. They purchase a new TV. They changed the field from grass to they changed that. I don't know how they're in a deficit. I don't know, but yeah, they got the coaches got pressure this year. This is major pressure. But we're gonna see what they get in the portal. You said 5-star don't mean anything. Yes, it does. The Michigan quarterback starting. I know what you mean. Everybody, just because you're a 5-star don't mean you're gonna translate to the next level. You said CU. You said that was a lie. CU is not in a deficit. You said the board said so. But why are they reporting it? Why are they reporting that they're in a deficit? It don't seem like they are either. But I don't know. I wouldn't know. And it looked like the crowds were there. They had a nice crowd, even though they left early in some games, but they had a nice crowd going in. Sorry about that. I was looking into to find out the deficit, but it was just they were reporting on it, but I can't research it nowhere. Yeah, I know he got an IMG commit. You need to get the quarterback from Nebraska. You said, yep, the Alabama transfer got paid a lot. Which Alabama transfer that got paid a lot? You talking about Jaheim? He transferred in from Alabama. The nose tackle. Jaheim Otis. I mean, he did get paid a lot. How much you think he got paid? That's not a remember, this is not a loss for the players if they got paid. You said OSU has a negative 37 million in deficit. How much he got paid a lot? Like what is a lot? That's a blessing for him if he saved his money and invested it. Like for him it is. Because a lot of these kids are not going to the NFL. But if they can get some type of money, I'm all for it. Because as far as I'm concerned, they need to keep taking money because the NCAA, what they did to the Fab Five wasn't correct. So I'm still sore. When they did what they did for them wasn't correct. I said we don't need Dylan Raiola and his drama at Nebraska. He was in the portal as a top transfer recruit. Here come Jess with this Shane Coates business. He said Shane Coates is now on the CU coaching staff as an assistant. I don't believe that, Jess. Is he really? I knew you were coming with Shane Coates with something. You know the crazy thing, and you've been doing this since year one with Shane. I don't know, man. I mean, you pay players and you just don't know how they're going to turn out until you actually get them there, until they get in the bright lights and play in the game. You don't know how they're going to turn out. You're always taking a gamble. You know what I mean? Um, he said, listen, when it's all said and done, Coach Prime will shock the college world with this year's recruits and players from the portal. LSU assistant coach will be the new OC at CU. Wait, hold up. LSU assistant coach will be the new offensive coordinator at CU. He said Otis stole the money. How much he get? So they going after a big name recruit. I mean, big name coach. Yeah, but like I said, when you pay a player, you don't know what they're gonna do. You're going off potential. They may go after that quarterback, Nico Lamaleva. He plays for not UCLA, right? What does Lamaleva play for? I could research it. I know you're like, why don't you just research it, bro? Nico. Okay, UCLA. I thought so. UCLA. He kind of looked like no, he don't like Juju. He looked like Juju a little bit. He's 6'6", 200 pounds. But let me tell you this: if they go after him, then Juju should leave. Then Juju leaving if they go after him. I mean, think about it. If they're going after another quarterback, then, and if they're saying it's competition, if they're saying it's competition, then I'm hitting the portal. I'm ready to play somewhere. So I don't know how that's going to work out. And do you think he'll leave UCLA? Hey, if they go after an offensive coordinator, how about Chip Kelly? You know, his services are out there. Chip Kelly, a few other people. We were just talking about that. You said if Juju and Seaton both leave. I mean, I won't be surprised, but if I was CU, I would at least try to keep him. Unless it's just too much of a demand. You know what I'm saying? What was the drama, Antoine, about him at Tennessee? He did good at UCLA this year, I believe. But if they go after him, that means CU got to have some money. And they do have money when I just heard about that 20-something million they got. Yeah, then he went to, I remember something like that, and he went to UCLA. He's a good quarterback, though. I just don't see CU going after him. Um, we're gonna see. It's gonna be a good off season, with the news, and I can't wait till it starts. You know, I'm not sure what happened to Boo Carter. Not sure what happened to him. I mean, they would have to tell Staub that, like, look, you're gonna be the starter next year. Don't even worry about it. I think Staub stays. Oh yeah, definitely CSU back on the map. They definitely, yeah. CSU definitely gonna look different next year, and he's already on the recruiting trail. Jess, you funny. You said Shane Coates is mentoring Otis. He would be an All American this year. You said the guy from LSU looking like he may be him. Which guy from LSU? I know it's going to be some interesting moves in the off season. Oh, Joe Sloan, the most recent LSU offensive coordinator. Joe Sloan was fired after the team lost to Texas A&M. He was not rumored to be joining Colorado. You said maybe we will use all our scholarships next year. Let me ask you this: why are they not using all the scholarships? I don't understand it. If this offensive coordinator is available, everyone is going to be chasing after him. His name is Jerry Neuheisel. That's his name, Antoine. Is he related to Josh? You said they don't want to give money to one stars. They're doing something wrong up there. I just can't put my finger on it because I'm not there. But if I was there and I was privy, I would tell y'all. I would tell you. I want to put it on the coaches. That's what I want to do, but I don't have no proof of it. But let me tell you this: there's something going on with their preparation. Um, and it's something else because they lost a couple stars, but every team loses stars, right? So that's not it. Every team. But I'm going back to Benson for a minute. He's on a good team right now, and he's starting at right tackle. Why is that the case? And when at Colorado, he moved to guard. You should have kept him at right tackle, but see, they didn't think enough of him to keep him at right tackle. That means that now one thing I do know that Shador did hold on to the ball too long. He did, and I'm being real about that. And he's doing it again with Cleveland. And there was one play I knew he didn't want to throw it to what's his name. I knew what he did. He didn't want to throw it to him. And he almost took a sack in the end zone. So that right there, the coaches will have to tell him you can't keep doing that. But he did hold on to the ball a lot. And that could be the reason why they gave up so many sacks. So you have to look into that too. Okay, did he hold on to the ball too long? Was it on the quarterback? Was it a coverage sack? Was it a coverage sack? Or was it his sack? Or was it the offensive line sack? You know, there's different types of sacks here. But Benson wasn't a bad player. He wasn't a bad player. So I want to know it had to been a systematic issue on that one. And here's the thing, they let Shador do that, and he has to break that habit in the NFL. If he don't break the habit, the NFL is unforgiving with him. They have it out for him. They really do. I'm being honest with you guys. They have it out. It's going to be hard for him to stay past 5 years. I'm just telling y'all this. They have it out for him. And they're not going to be forgiving with him. And the offensive line, they'll get on him. They're unforgiving. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if it's a systematic issue here. I don't know. Now here's what you just said. Kelly won at OS because of talent. Now, is that the issue here at Colorado, Tony? That's what I'm asking you. Or did they lose because they were lacking talent? That's my question. No, they didn't use the tight end. I think the tight end should hit the portal because I don't think they're going to use them next year either because they got the same coaches. So he should hit the portal. In fact, he should go to Arizona State because Arizona State used their tight end because they used what's his name, and he's going to the NFL. Lord have mercy. Even he going to the NFL. The tight end that we had last year that went to Arizona State. I heard he's an NFL prospect. So they don't use their tight ends though. He used them at Jackson State. You said it's old CU coach Rick's son, Jerry. It's that tight end they have. It looks like he's pretty fast. So I know they need tight ends to block and stuff, but I mean he can run some routes too now. Catch those passes, on third down when you need like when you like third and five, in those third and five plays, you can use a tight end sometime. He could decoy as a blocker and then run a fade real quick. There's certain things you could do with a tight end. That was my position. Um, a quick comeback route, a curl route, something like that, and you got you a first down. Yeah, I know 12. He has to improve on that. He has to. They're not going to let him but I heard that they're starting him for the rest of the season. So they're giving him a hard look over. Yeah, Kelly been all over the place. But a lot with that with Shador though is timing. He just got to get his timing down, and that takes the reps, the in game reps. You said he need a linebacker coach bad. Well, I don't know. I think Jordan might stay. They look like they took care of him real good. Yeah, they look like they took care of him real good, man. Maybach riding. You see what I'm saying? Look like he getting chauffeured around in the Maybach. You don't got him a driver. Yeah, he doing real good, man. It appears to be. They got some bread up there for him to be looking like that. I don't see why wouldn't he stay? I know he don't brought the university probably like 100 and something like that. I heard they talking about. Remember they talked about it. So I don't know how they're in a deficit. He said, I think most of that is the new 20 million a year for NIL. He said, what do you think about CU linebacker coach? Yeah, I saw that. He said Prime son would take care of Joy. Why did his son got to take care of him? That's up for the school to do that. Because he only there one more year. And he only there one more season. That's it. So how much he gonna get for this season? They need some linebackers, bro. I mean, they have bread there. I read the article. They said they got about 20 some million to go to the players. Yeah, that's what they need, man. And then they have to address the what else they need? They need a few other things. Yeah, so you said so why they making it like it's cause prime when it's mostly they have to pay the players anyway. Yeah. I mean, they probably need to start Juju earlier, but they didn't. And what else? Just the defense. They gave up a lot of runs. Sometimes they played good. Some games they did play good. Some they didn't. Um, I'm thinking maybe the coaches thinking they were lacking personnel. I think that's it. They're lacking talent. If you don't produce, they cut your NIL money. Yeah, I think they said he coming back. Ben, you said check your Instagram. You know what you could do, Antoine? You can go on Chat GPT and they'll design it for you. Damn, if you don't produce, they cut your NIL money. Well, yeah, it's all about producing. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think it's we'll see. We'll see if there's gonna I'll be able to tell you early on if it's gonna they're gonna have a big season. I think I'll be able to tell you. I'm gonna be able to tell you. They're gonna have to really land in the transfer portal. They're gonna have to land really big. Um, they're gonna have to land really big, bro. Really, really, really big. They're not hurting in the running back position. They're not hurting. Yeah, he definitely got his work cut out for him. You said, but you said that was the situation Nico was involved in while he was at Tennessee. Oh, the you talking about the the money situation? No, he didn't do anything. They shouldn't have kept playing him. That's a mistake on the coaches. Juju just need a really good off season to work out with Shador in there for sure. You know what I'm saying? Go work out with Daryl. Daryl be getting people ready, man. That's what I would do. Like you going to work out with Daryl. You said rumor has it that Seaton has a booster businessman who is going to invest in him. I don't like how that sounds. A booster businessman? That sounds like the mafia. Booster businessman? See, when you say booster to me, I'm thinking the old school booster. I don't that booster word is like a negative connotation to me. Maybe because back in the day, what I thought boosters were back in the day. Jess, I know you lying. You said Salter coming back. He don't have no more eligibility. But then also Coach Prime said this is the last supper. So what does that mean when he say that? This is the Last Supper. You said right now the portal has some great linebackers. Yeah, but the thing is, they're competing with all the other schools to get them. You said no more friends at the table. You said booster, that is or was a businessman. I don't know. My idea of a booster has negative connotations to it. I think that's back in the day when it was illegal to take money under the table, and boosters always been around. Yeah, Coach Falk going to Southern, and the other coaches I heard they got their salaries cut. That's not gonna be good, bro. I would think if you're gonna cut their salaries, just fire them. Like, cause I'm not gonna be happy with my salary cut. I'm not, especially if I think it's the player's fault. You see what I'm saying? Cause what do you think, Antoine, about that? Like, do you think that's gonna be the morale is gonna be good with the coaches? Their salaries got cut. Cause according to what's his name, he just talking, boy. I tell you, they need to have a crisis coach too. They need a person, a crisis. What do you call those people that handle your media stuff? Because he just running, he just going at it. He said they got a bunch of yes men up there. He said Prime only want yes men. You can't tell him nothing. That's what he's saying. If that's all true, and I mean, so be it. But you can't have a roster full of coaches of yes men. You just can't. So I don't believe that. Because if it is, they're gonna have the same year this year of next year. It don't matter what players they get there, especially if it's on the coaches. Not calling timeouts like they supposed to. That's on the coaches. You said not really. Some players might feel with the media. I can kind of see. Oh, wait a minute. I skipped up. Not really. Some players might feel that their performance is the reason why the salaries were cut. Yeah, that's messing up the locker room though. That's messing up the morale. You might as well just let him go. If you got to cut a coach salary because he fucked up, let him go. You said I rock with Prime, but the way he be with the media, I can kind of see not being able to tell him nothing. If that's the case, then they're gonna have the same year next year. It's not gonna change. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the media's fault from him, like the way he cut him off and stuff. That's their fault. I'm like, I'm not finished my question. Hold on a second. I'm not finished my question. That's not that's their fault. That's their fault on that. Just like when he had said that when I was laughing when he gave an answer about Juju. Well, how Juju come on? He said he coming around the mountain when he comes. If I was a reporter, I'm like, what the fuck that mean? I would have said it just like that. What does the fuck that mean? What does the fuck that mean? And when I said that, he probably looked at me and I said, yeah, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know what the fuck that mean. You sitting up here saying it. The fuck does that mean? But they don't have nobody there like that. They don't have nobody there like that. So no, he did mess up by not playing Juju. That's on him. He did mess up. I'm not really, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I'm following this because I like it. I mean, I don't see no big changes up there, bro. I don't. I'm gonna have to wait and see what they get in the transfer portal. I mean, this thing fell apart after Shador and them left. After Shador and Travis left, that was it. It was Shador, Travis, and Shiloh and them, and Silman Craig holding this shit together. And Chidozie and them. They held it together, and LeJohntay and them. They held it together. See, the thing is, you can have really good personnel, and it can make up for whatever else y'all lacking. They had, and look, they did have a good roster because now Will Shepherd has been elevated to the active roster now in the NFL with the Packers. So they really did have a good squad. And guess what? He didn't even get the ball a lot. He didn't even get the ball a lot. And he's an NFL player. And Shador, yeah, Shador catching strays because I still don't see what he did wrong. I still don't. They must be getting at his dad on him and using him to do it because I don't see what this kid did wrong. But I don't know, guys. Like I don't know. He can't have a team full of yes men in there. He can't. It got to be somebody to sit there and tell him, like, bro, you're going about this the wrong way because he wants to win. That's what I'm saying. If he wants to win so bad, then he has to get guidance from somewhere. Okay, if it's a situation where he thinks he know everything, his ego and insecurities, that well, then we're gonna have the same season next year. That's what you're telling me. I'm real. I'm very real here. Now that the season is over, I'm very real. And let me tell you something. I was the one. Let me see, dude. It was year one. You remember people were calling me a hater because I was sitting up there clowning the coaches. I was clowning them throughout that season. I said, man, they need a new linebacker coach. They need a new this. They need a new that. I did. I said they need a new running back coach. I was just giving them the business. And what did I say last year? I didn't have nothing to say last year because I felt like I felt like no, I said they need to run the ball more. And it's hurting Shador right now because he like with the holding on to the ball too long, they should have corrected that in college. He should have got that should have been corrected. That shouldn't he can't do that in the NFL. But that's the only thing that Shador got to fix. That's it. That's the only thing he got to fix. And he should be good to go. But it's a lot of things, right? That yeah, man, I don't see this changing. If you're telling me that he can't get out of his own way and he got a bunch of yes men, this is not going to change. I don't believe that because he said he want to win bad. I need somebody in there that's like bona fide. What do you call it? That could put a plan together. You see what I'm saying? Like we need this player, whatever. I still think they got a couple years to build. It ain't gonna be ready next year. They got a couple years ago. They're behind because of what happened in year one when all those players left. You said Nilly can tell him that he is wrong. You said it all started at the combine last year. What all started at combine? The whole NFL thing. Yeah, man. It's they you said man demand about you said this team was bowl eligible with a simple quarterback change. Well, it's on the coaches then. So why is the coach's salaries getting cut when it was his fault? That's what you're saying. Your coach prime, bro, this was your fault. So I don't if you did cut the coach's salaries, man, that might not be good because you should have went with Juju. But here's the thing, you know what he'll come back and tell me? Juju wasn't ready. And we don't know that because we weren't there. So when he said he's coming around the mountain when he comes, he felt like he wasn't ready. And then the play calling too. That has something to do with it. No, look, in the last couple games, they decided to go with Ron when they should have went with what's his name that transferred in from Ohio State. Why are you using him when you got a running back like that? This is on the coaches, guys. Let's be real here. This is on the coaches. And why that linebacker that just played in the last two games, why is he making all these big plays when he should have played in the beginning of the season? This on the coaches. That's on the linebacker coach for not putting the right personnel in. But he showed favors because he went with Brown. Okay, Brown is cool, but you need to put that dude in. So you said Shador should have participated in the combine. I believe let me think about this. He didn't participate in the combine because he thought he was going in the first round. And that usually is the case. Like for players that's for sure first or second round, they don't have to go to the combine. They could just do their pro day and that's it. They usually just throw at their pro day and that's it. I feel like he got set up. Because somebody may have given him like, yeah, you go in the first, second round. You going no later than day two. But as far as he was concerned, he's first round draft pick. And yeah, and the rest was history at that point. Because you don't have no big party at your house and dressed up like that if you ain't think you're gonna be the top 5 pick. Period. You said a scout told one to see you to do it this way, and then Prime said, "No, do it this way. We teach you." I know I saw that because this thing cost him 40, $50 million, guys. This cost him a lot of money for him to be drafted that low. It cost him 40, $50 million, and he's still with a coach that I don't think is feeling him. So at this point, no, he don't need no Glazers on the team. He needs somebody to be like, "Look, coach, we need to do this, this, and this." That's up to his general manager, isn't it? Don't he got a general manager? His general manager is supposed to be the one giving him this information. Like, look, we need to go in this direction, this, and this. We need to look at this recruit over here. We need to go. But he don't go to the recruits' homes, do we? Yeah, he not gonna win over. He not gonna beat out what's his name? What's the coach from Ohio? Well, Oklahoma name. He not beating him out. That's all he do is go to people's houses. and pray and all that shit with him. I forget his name right now. And what's his name? Go to the houses too. The dude that just got hired at LSU, Lane Kiffin. He does the same. Yeah, you got to ground pound a little bit. It hits different when you at the house. It hits different. But he might feel like, nah, man, I don't need to go to nobody's house. It's just a learning curve, right? Because he only been coaching 5 years. So he going through a learning curve. He might feel like, oh yeah, I need to go out to the houses now. You see what I'm saying? It's just a learning curve. Because you gotta think about it, guys. Let me think about this. I don't count the COVID year. I don't count that. He's only been coaching 5 years. This is his fifth year. He just finished. Yeah, Brent Venables. Yeah, he go to people homes, man. All he do is ground pound in the off season and tell the parents how he believe in their kid. You ever see him? Like you ever go? It's a YouTube video on him how he do it. He coached 4 years at Jackson alone. Did he really? No, it was 3 years. No, it was 3 years, right? Because Shador played 2 years at Jackson. I don't really count that COVID year because they only had like 3 or 4 games when he started. Yeah, I would say you're about right because you're counting the COVID year. Remember when he came during the COVID year? That was 2020. If you want to count that, I feel you on that. It was only a few games, right? You said no, he did. Yeah, two and a half. Two and a half. Thank you. It was two and a half because of the COVID year. But we don't count that. We don't count that. We just count the two that Shador played. So let's just say two, and then three at Colorado. So he only been coaching 5 years. So you got to think about this. Maybe it's something like, you know what? Let me do this differently. Maybe I do need to go out there. You know, but maybe he don't feel like he need to go to the house because he said it already. He don't need. But I don't need to go there. I ain't hard to find. You might be. You might be. If Brent Venables is out there, he's gonna get your players. Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm a little afraid with Jordan Seaton. Because Lane Kiffin, you know what he said? I want to know how much money you got for me to give these kids. That's all I need, and I'm gonna do the rest. How much money do you got for me to play with? I forget the coach is going with him. High level. It's one of the I can't remember right now. But but let me think about this. I'm a little worried, guys, because I know how Lane Kiffin is. I know how he is. He breaks the rules. You're not supposed to contact a player that's not in the portal. You think he care about that? Fine, just find me then. Fine. You see, Colorado had too many stars last season, and that's hard to replace unless you're Alabama. Yeah, they did last season. You're right. Or the season before last. You're right. Man, I don't like. I ain't feeling Jerry Judy right now, Jess. I'm not. So here's the thing: if you got Lane Kiffin out there, I'm a little worried, man, because he said that they gave him over 25 to play with. He got more than that because I read the article. They have more, but they're not telling you all the money they got in the back end. You better hope he don't contact him because he got a slick mouth, man. He does. He's like Saban. Saban used to be recruiting after games. I used to see him talking to the players. Oh no, Steve, you just came up in here. You just came up in here. We were already talking about prime already. You just came up in here. Now you got to be fair. Just be honest. Did you just come up in here? Did you just come up in here? Because we already said prime is responsible. So you just came up in here now. You just came up in here. You just came up in here. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You just came up here. We already going through all the possibilities. You just barged through the door, yelling. Well, he not getting fired right now. They damn sure not doing that. He not. No, I don't see him. It's not happening. Yeah, he can't. Yo, he can't busting through the door. The man above, and we sitting up here going through all the possibilities. Do he got yes men on the team? Do he have this on the team? Do he have this? He should have played Juju. We already talked about everything. He just came busting the man about. He can't. Was he? That's a drive by he just did. Oh my God, he really is. He said too much chain, too much bling. Damn, Steve, you all right? Steve, you all right? You said he just regurgitating that X talk from his people. I mean, is he all right though? You said all college players wear bling. Even the Giants quarterback got a little bling. I'm surprised at him. He got a little ice on his neck during the games. He got a little flavor to him. Shout out to him. He still got some of that Lane Kiffin money laid over. Lane Kiffin be breaking bread over there, boy. That's all he was worried about, how much money. He's been contacting Trinidad Chambers. Who is that? That sounds like a boxer. He said different is they want Prime to feel right. We want the brother to win. So we trying to figure out how is he gonna win? You said stop talking and read the comments. You might learn. Yeah, Steve sitting up here hating, man. Antoine, how we gonna handle Steve, man? Because Steve came up in here barking. Let me think about this. Steve, let me see what we gonna do with you, man. Yeah, hold on, Steve. Hold on. Just hang out, Steve. Hang out for a minute. Hang out, Steve. Hang out for 1 minute. Yo, we got one. I like this. Steve. Steve. Stevie boy. Steve. Yo, what's going on with my YouTube, dog? Oh shoot, no, it's me. Hold on, it's me messing up. Steve, just hang out for a minute. Hang out for a minute, Steve. You said Dion will be removed, guaranteed. Hey, hang out, Steve. Just hang out for a minute. We like you here. All right, let me think about this. Because he came up in here, he kicked the door down. Okay. He kicked the door down on us. Okay. He's out of pocket. I'm just reading your infractions here. You're out of pocket. Steve, it's just a mess, man. Let me think about this. Hold on, Steve. Just hang out. You said Bill O'Brien was 2-10. Boston College. Imma get him the man above. I'm just thinking about I'm trying to, okay, there we go. Steve, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put you in timeout for 24 hours. Okay, so we're gonna give you 24 hours to think about it, Steve. You got 24 hours to think about it. Maybe you come back a little nicer. But you guys I just wanted to do that. Hey, demandable. I just wanted to give him 24, that's all. You said it starts with better recruiting. Yeah, and in order to get that Travis Hunter, you gotta go out there and recruit it. And then the thing is they're competing with all the other coaches, so they gotta really go to the house though and ground pound. You think they'll do that? You say, "I can't imagine waking up hating." That's how it is sometimes. He'll be back with another, screen name. Don't give him about another 5 minutes. He just loading it up now. He'll be back. See, somebody with that type of hate and that energy, they got more than one screen account. Best believe that. You said the NIL money is needed. They have it. They got money there. They said they go with 20 some million, not NIL money, but the back money. No, they don't like coach. They don't. You said, "Did you hear Jim Moore is like, yeah, he at Colorado State. That's competition right there. Now that he's at Colorado State, he gonna get some of them recruits there. He's a big name. He definitely is. And he's already ground pounding. He gonna turn Colorado State around. Show. Show. He gonna turn them around real good. He's a good coach. Yeah, Steve, I gave him 24 hours, and yeah, he came in, he kicked the door down on us. But somebody with that type of energy, best believe he coming back with another screen name. But yeah, Jim Moore is at Colorado State. He gonna turn that program around for sure because he's a big name coach. Now people like, damn, I might have to go to Colorado State now. You got Moore up there? Was he the one that coached for the Falcons? You're not talking about that Jim Moore, are you? The one that coached for the Falcons when Michael Vick was there. I know that's not who y'all talking about. Oh shit. Yeah, he about to turn that around, dog. Yeah, you talking about Jim Moore Jr. His dad was the coach for the Colts, right? Now, Jim Moore was a coach at Atlanta too, when Michael Vick was there. Wait, let me see. This can't be the same person. It can't be. Let me see. Let me see. Yep, it is him. It is him. Yeah, he coached Michael Vick in Atlanta. He coached Michael Vick when he was in Atlanta. He sure did. Let me go to his Wikipedia. You gonna see he was a coach and Michael Vick was there. Look, hold on, let me show you. He sure was. I remember him. I'm like, no, you can't mute. Nah, bro, not that Jim Moore, dog. Hold on. Nah, He about to turn that thing around. He's a good coach. There you go. That's the Atlanta Falcons. You see it. Yeah, he coached with he was the coach when Michael Vick was there. Yeah, the Michael Vick experience. That's when he was a coach. Jim Mora Jr. I said, "No, not that Jim Mora. He about to turn this thing around." Yep, that's when he was there. Really good coach, bro. So now Colorado State is they trying to raise up on 'em. That's what they trying to do. I said, "Wait a minute, y'all ain't gonna be the ones that keep getting talked about around here." They don't came up with some money. It's like, "Look, we need to get some donors together. Yeah, we need to get some money over here." Oh, it's on now. You said, "Oh, it's his son?" No, he was Jim Mora is his dad. They used to coach with, the Colts. The Colts and the Saints. Yeah, the Saints and the Colts. He coached the Saints and his dad did. The Saints and the Colts, like you said, and the Seahawks, yeah. Yeah, that's his dad, but that's Jim Mora Jr. I'm not sure. Let me see if his dad I'm not sure if his dad's still alive. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if his dad's still alive. Let me see. Yeah, he's still alive. He's 90 years old. Yeah, he's still alive. That's old school right there. That's 1980s. Yeah, he's still alive. For sure. Jim Moore Jr. Yeah, they look, what they pretty much telling us is, "Oh, no, y'all not gonna keep getting talked about around here in Colorado. We about to get talked about." Yeah, Jim Moore is still with us. You remember his viral rant? Yeah, it was off the hook. His dad was off the hook, man. Oh, yeah, man, they trying to be talked about around here. Like, "Okay, y'all talking about prom and all that, well, watch we go get some. Y'all got prom, right? Alright, watch this. Yeah, we about to get talked about around here. Things got to change." Okay. I heard he ground pounding too. I heard he really on the I heard he hit the ground running. He trying to get recruits up there. Yeah, I know everybody was thinking about the father. No, no, Jim Mora Jr., the one that coached Mike Vick. Yep, when Mike Vick was in Atlanta. Yep. I was surprised that he came to Colorado. I said, "Damn, he's still coaching? Alright." Playoffs, playoffs. You kidding me? Yeah, Jim Mora. Yeah, he was with the Colts. Yeah, I know he was with the Colts. But we talking about his son, though. His dad played with the Saints. I mean, coached with the Saints too. Yeah, he coached, with, the Colts. Kidding me? His dad had that rant. Okay, so Mora is over there, okay. Um, yeah, his father is, 90. Yeah, he's still alive, bro. I bet you still know something about football too. I bet you do. Yeah, he's still watching, but he watched from that perspective. He know exactly what he's looking at. Like, there was some great football minds, Joe. Like one of my favorite was Don Shula. Don Shula, man. He coached. Y'all know who he coached, right? He coached the no name defense that went undefeated. He sure did. And Bob Greasy got hurt early in the season. He played with the backup and still went undefeated. Bob Greasy got hurt. Yeah, that football old head know the game. He damn sure do. Like Don Shula. These were like chess players. Like, I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing over there. Let's just switch up. They were good at switching up their game plan on the fly. They were good at it. Don Shula for defense. We had Dom Capers. Dom Capers still doing a little thing here and there. Yeah, Dom Capers was the shit back in the day. You said given his health challenges and lack of buy-in from his players along with the other. Nah, he trying to win up there. He I don't think I like for him, he wants to win. He don't want to go out a loser, bro. You see what I'm saying? He do not want to go out like that. Um, Jim Moore, I know he's ground pounding. So you should almost anyone in Colorado's against Coach Prime. Yeah, they the way they talking with all this NIL mess. It's hard. It's hard. Now, Coach Prime said that yes, it's, you need money, but what you got to work with what you have. Okay, so they know what money they have, right? That's available to them. So now they got to divvy it out a certain type of way. It's a science to it. You got to divvy it out a certain way and work that transfer portal. I mean, he worked the transfer portal before. I don't see why he can't do it again. Look, that's what I was saying. Give Matt the job, bro. You know what I mean? He'll have that thing. But he that's not happening. Yeah, I mean, it's not happening. But he's passionate about the team, and um, I hope they learn that fight song this year. Please learn that fight song because he is going to blow a gasket. You said he may actually, yeah, he's already an O line coach. That's what he do for a living. He has the 0 to 60 academy. With the all O line and D line. So he's already coaching them, and he do film study with them too. Because I saw it. You say we got jealous who's getting what, and now it's about money. Right, with the NIL, it's about money. Yes, it's not the love of the game. These kids want money, and it's all about them so they can get on Instagram and show their money and all that stuff. You know how it is, these young kids. Said who? Matt McChesney. He runs a he runs 0 to 60 academy. He teach O line and D line. Huh. And he sends a lot of them to the SEC. He has a good track record. He do send players to the SEC. Does. You said Coach Hart is the next coach of Boulder High School? That's hilarious. And I mean, is Coach Hart the problem? Like, what do you think? Coach Hart be catching a lot of flack. Damn, you said Nick Bonaconti, Mercury Mark. Damn, bro. You went back that far. You said Nick Bonaconti. Yeah, those some football guys right there, dog. Cape. Damn. Dom Capers. Great defensive mind. Yeah, there's some old heads. He said Nick Bonaconti. Damn. Soon he gonna say, man, you might as well take it all the way back, Antoine. You might as well. Damn, he said Nick Bonaconti. That's 80s, bro. 70s and 80s. Um, shit, you might as well just say John Madden, bro. You might as well just go back that far, John Madden, when he coached for the Raiders. John Madden, bro. He coached for the Raiders. He was Yoko Uno's neighbor. Look at that, Antoine. I bet you didn't know that. Antoine has a memory like he's a genius. I went to high school with him. His memory level is like genius level. It is. He's always been this way. It's like he has a photographic memory. He remembers everything. And that's why if you ever hear me say, Antoine, what's up with this? And he'll tell me real quick, just like that. He spits it out. He's always been that way, even since high school. And and don't play him in chess. Just fucking forget about it. You're gonna get a damn headache. We'll play chess every now and then. And like I said, he's like genius level with his memory. Now I don't challenge them. I say you might as well go far back. Or how far are you gonna go back now? You're gonna say Nick Buonaconti. Damn. Like I got one for you. The twins' father. Watch this. He ain't gonna know who I'm talking about. I got him now. Hey Antoine, the twins' father. Let's see if he know. I bet you he don't. The twins' father. Yeah, the twins' father. Damn, Tony. He said Larry Song. Yo, no, I want Antoine to answer this. Antoine, are you listening? The twins' father. Since you want to go like that, I bet you he won't know. We're gonna see. Yeah, I don't know if he's still here. The twins' father, yo. He gonna be like, "Wait, who is he talking about?" I'm gonna have to give him an idea. If I give him an idea, he gonna know what I'm talking about. Wait, I'm gonna try to get him to come back in the chat. Hold on one second. He about to cover LSU football now. He working on a page. And the thing is, he start covering it, he knows the whole history of LSU. So that should be a treat. All right, let me give this to y'all because he's not here. I said the twins' father. Now the twins' father was the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles' old coach. Oh shit, he's back. Okay, prime. Now, see, you heard it now, Antoine. Now you know who I'm talking about. I said the twins' father. Okay, since we talking about coach's sons turn coach, how about the twins? Their father, the Philadelphia Eagles coach. Come on, Buddy Ryan, dog. That's Rex Ryan father, his twin brother father. Yeah, Buddy Ryan. That's right. Yeah, I went back. Buddy Ryan, Randall Cunningham. Okay. Listen, guys, do you realize how big Randall Cunningham arm was? Do y'all realize how strong his arm was? His arm was stronger than I ain't never seen nobody Randall Cunningham arm. It's been a minute. Like Aaron Rodgers, I'll say that. I say Aaron Rodgers, Michael Vick, um, John Elway had an arm too. Oh, you said he's the reason you became an Eagles fan? Bro, Randall, that was our childhood. You see what I'm saying? Dude, he had a and not only did he have a rocket, it was accurate. Hey, Antoine, I said the twins' father, Buddy Ryan. Rex Ryan. What's his brother name? Watch Antoine know. What's his brother name, dog? What's Rex Ryan brother name? I bet you he gonna know. I don't know. I forget. He was a coach at Dallas. Damn, you said Jamal Russell. He did have an arm on him. He did, but he didn't pan out though. Jamarcus, you mean Jamarcus Russell or Jamal Russell? You mean Jamarcus Russell? He did have an arm on him. You said the twin. See, oh, he really don't know who I'm talking about. Oh, Rob Ryan. Yeah, no, Antoine, Rob Ryan and Rex Ryan. Buddy Ryan's kids turned coach. No, you talking about the Pouncey twins. No, no, I'm talking about Rob and Rex Ryan. Buddy Ryan. Yeah, Buddy Ryan. That's Buddy Ryan. Yeah, the Vic Flick. Well, the Vic Flick came up at Florida. I mean, Virginia Tech. That's where that came from. The Vic had a hell of an arm on him. He was left-handed. And guess what? He threw the baseball right-handed, if that makes sense to you. He threw a baseball right-handed and a football left-handed. It's crazy, right? Some people are weird like that. Like, it's just how you learn how to play when you were a kid. It's whatever you comfortable with when you were a kid, that's just how it's gonna be. So we had got into that because of Mora Jr. He decided he wanna keep coaching, so now he up at college. See, that's a good spot for him, though, you know what I mean? Because he's not trying to go back to the NFL, he been there, done that, you know, come get a bag, you know. He don't had a lot of bags in his life, but it's a good spot for him, I like that. Colorado, they on the map, yo, because they got Prime, they got Mora Jr., they on the map. Give Mora a couple years. 'Cause, he not gonna have give him a couple few years. Yeah, Rex and Rob Ryan. That's what. Oh, you behind Antoine. Antoine, hit refresh. Yeah, you behind. Hold on. Let me tell him to hit refresh. Yeah, refresh it because he's behind. You say, are they going 1-11 next year? I hope not. See, let me tell you something. The off season is where the coaches perform. The coaches compete in the off season, and what depending on what they do in the off season might dictate their season. I know what he did at UConn. I know. And he probably took some players with him. I bet you he did. I know he got a couple four-star linebackers and a four-star defensive back that are signing. I know. He always went in recruiting. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna see what he do this year. And this year he's healthy. So he's on it this year. He got to because if he have another I mean, for me personally, I'm being honest with you, it's gonna take a couple years to rebuild. That's just how I'm seeing it. But he can go in that portal and change my mind. I mean, they lost a lot to the NFL, but it just goes to show how good that roster was. Look at all the people that's in the NFL. Will Shepherd just got bumped up. Jimmy Horn, LeJohntay Wester, Travis, Shador, BJ Green. See what I'm saying? And then a year prior, the dude from Florida State in the NFL, he played with the Dolphins. I know we gotta stop that run. That's what they gotta address it in the portal. Now they addressed the offensive line. They just gotta maintain it. They gotta go out some people and get maintain it. You said, you did hit refresh? It's not coming. No, no, I meant you were behind in the chat. That's what I was saying. So all they need is to address that run protection. Um, what else? Maybe get a couple more receivers. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting all season to see. They definitely not trying to have another season like this. I mean, you dare to compete. They're competitors. Coach Brown don't want to lose like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh shoot, hold on. No, I don't messed up. Shit, I'm about to lose connection here. There we go. I was about to lose connection. You said invite Will to Cleveland. He with the Packers. Nah, he's straight where he at. You mean I take him over Judy? Judy, did you know Judy's the top non-catcher in the NFL? I didn't know that. Dropping balls, fumbling. He was the one that Steve Smith was barking at. Steve Smith said he not a number one receiver. Steve Smith said that. He cut Steve Smith out. How dare he? You know who you talking about Steve Smith Sr.? Are you crazy? I bet you if he had said that in his face, Steve Smith would lay hands on him. I guarantee you he would have. Yeah, I don't like Judy, bro. But Shador stood his ground, so that's good. Yeah, coach said he not trying. Coach said he not trying to have another season like this. You know what I'm saying? Wait, let me see something. Packers open spot. The Packers open spot on 53 man roster by releasing rookie Will Shepherd. Oh, he did get released. How did they move him to the active roster and then release him? How the hell that happened? Yeah, he got released. What kind of changes you think he got to make? And yeah, Shannon ain't saying that no more though. You said they'll bring him back to the practice squad. That's what I think. Even though he got released, they'll bring him back to the practice squad. That's usually what happens. Yeah, his game check would have been better if he had stayed on the 52 man roster and traveled with the team. Yes, his salary goes up. But now that they released him, they more than likely released him back to the practice squad, and he get the practice squad salary. But yes, your salary goes up that week. And you know what I think? The reason why they brought him up because somebody had got hurt. But now that he probably go back to the practice squad until somebody, yeah, it's the huge difference in pay. You said he needs a staff that's not afraid to stand up to him. Um, that's up to him. That's not up to the that's up to him to want that criticism. That's up to the coach. If he can't take it, then there ain't gonna be no changes. If that's the problem. Because if not, they're just taking money. Because at that point, think about it. You just taking money at that point. Yeah, coach, you right. Let's do it this way, coach. You right. Yeah, coach, you good. You right. And we sitting up here losing. Oh yeah, coach, you right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We need to do that, coach. You right. But your check is getting paid. Yeah, so if that's the case, now here's the thing. What's his name seem to think that's the case. Like I said, I'm not there, so I don't know. Now, if I would tell him, like, coach, you're doing something wrong because it could be your preparation, but he might not think it's the preparation. He might not. So he might not can. I mean, I want to see a practice like what's his name used to have practice. Anton, what's the old coach from LSU name? The one for Les Miles. What's his name? I want to see a practice like that. Dude, his practice almost used to be illegal. what he used to be doing. No, not Brian Kelly. The one that used to like, "Go Tigers." He had that voice, "Go Tigers." I forget his name right now. Yeah. Ed O'Garen. That's what I'm talking about. Man, he used to run them practice like it was illegal. I want you to go out there, look at that man in front of you, and it's a fight. That man in front of you, it's a problem. I want you to go out there and dominate the man in front of you. There's no what do you say? There's no room for nothing else. Go Tigers. Yo, he made everybody want to go hard. Like, look, the game wasn't the main thing. The main thing was practice. See, that's where the bragging points came from. And if he say that a boy, that means you going to NFL if he say that to you. You going places, boy. You going places. Go Tigers. You going places. And especially where he used to wear his hat. That's some old school shit. He like wear the trucker hat up with that damn spitting tobacco. Oh man, what kind of coach is that spitting tobacco? He said kids too soft that they ain't going for that old school stuff. Them boys will hit the portal so fast. Uh-uh. Because Coach Saban was like that. Nobody hit they ain't do that to him. His practices were illegal as well. Not illegal, but they went hard. Yeah, I know he used to coach at Ole Miss. That was way back in the day. I wasn't watching Ole Miss back then, though. Who was the coach? Was he the coach when Eli was there? Was that Eli coach? Eli Manning? I don't think so. I can't remember who Eli Manning was. But, I don't know if he got a bunch of yes. I don't know. I don't know what their meetings look like. But if he cut their I heard that he cut their salaries. If he did that, it's gonna be I think he should just get rid of them. Because if you feel like because he's feeling like, okay, it's the coach's fault. Imma hold them accountable and cut their salaries. They're not gonna be feeling that. So I would have to go for some more coaches because I don't wanna run the risk of them sabotaging me. Yeah, Lou Holtz, that's Notre Dame when he was at Notre Dame. Bobby Bowden, of course, Florida State. You said, "Damn, the coach can do that?" Yeah, he cut people's salary, apparently. That's what, 0 to 60 said. He heard that through the grapevine that they got their coaches their salaries cut by 20, 30%. Now, what I'm saying is if you cut their coaches like that, that means you need new coaches. 'Cause I think they ain't, I don't know if that's a good thing for the locker room, I'm not sure. We're gonna see how it goes because cutting their sa and they're still there, I'll be looking elsewhere at that point. I'm like, "Look, man, are you gonna cut your salary too? Because it's your fault. You're the head guy." You know what I'm saying? This fall on you too. I wouldn't go for that. Me personally. I'm like, "Nah, man, you ain't cut my salary, bro." But see, the thing is, I don't know how true it is. Matt saying that, so I don't know how true it is. But he got it from. He said he getting it from up. You know, he got sources up there, but it's still hearsay. You said none of prime coaches have a coaching tree that they can rely on outside of him. That is true. Let me think about it. No, not one. And he don't have a coaching tree either. He can go out and interview and find coaches though. I mean, I don't know if the coaches should get replaced, but if it's true that they got their salaries cut, that's like punishing them. They gonna feel a certain type of way. I know I would. Like, man, I'm like, damn, my salary just got cut, and he getting his whole salary. I be feeling a certain type of way. That's a big job for Marshall Falk to get in his second year of coaching. You know what I'm saying? Southern, that's a big school for the HBCU. That's a prestigious spot right there. The second year of coaching, that's pretty good. You said Gene Stallings. Guess who was his coach? Who was that? I don't know. You stalling me on that one. Gene Stallings. I've heard the name, but I don't know what school that is. Yeah, well, you hit me on you stumped me on that one. Now who was his coach? Oh, Bear Bryant. Damn. Arenas Williams. He was introduced by Hall of Fame Arenas Williams? Damn, okay. Marshall Faulk. That's a very prestigious position that he got. Stallings played for Bear at, Texas A&M. Yeah, I got one for you, Ant. Let me see. Matt said that his staff is being cut by 20%. No, he said their salary, and then Neely said he didn't know what he was talking about in the day, so we'll know who was cut from the staff. Oh, they cutting the staff by 20%. I thought he said he cutting the salaries. Damn, Matt. Matt, come on, Matt. Matt, for you to be an alumni now, you need to know something. I know about the Junction Boys. I know. I got one for you, and I'm just blurting his name out there because I don't know the whole history. Bum Phillips. How about that? Bum Phillips, man. How about that? Bum Phillips, man. How about that one? You nearly said that was Cap. Come on, Matt. You out here capping. Matt, that's just straight hating at this point. That's just straight hating. He said their salaries got cut. Hold up, let me find it, 'cause I know I'm not tripping. I'm about to hold you accountable, Matt. Hold on. It says changes incoming for coach.
Game log from just you can pull it up and see how many games he played. I know he played in every game, but I don't think he started once. I don't think I saw him in the starting lineup one time until maybe Arizona State, maybe. So saying that Brian Howell doesn't watch film, bro, you don't watch film. But come on, let's be real.
Yo, this dude. But hold on, I'm trying to see where he was capping at because he did say that. I know, I heard it.
Here, like saying that he did come on at the end of the year and play really well. That's true. He probably should have been starting the whole fucking time.
Yeah, and making plays. He hit hard too, Matt. Like you didn't really question his effort.
I don't understand the. First of all, what are we smiling about? We're 3-9. Second of all, what's funny? What's funny? What's funny about Brian Howell's question? Yeah, what's funny about it? He doesn't watch film. He watches every fucking snap of every game. If anybody knows more about that team, I'd be shocked.
Matt, how long has Brian Howell been in Colorado compared to Coach
Hunt? God, I'm
just saying, Matt, because he wrote and Neely too are laughing at probably the most senior reporter
easily.
Like he's
maybe like Brian Howell wrote a book
too, so I don't get that shit. Go ahead.
He wrote a book called
Brian Howell. I do know this much. He's equivalent to Mary Kay with the Cleveland Browns. That's how long he's been at Colorado. He's been in Colorado probably. And I don't know. He's been in Colorado a long time because I knew of Brian Howell before I even was covering the team. Because the only reason why I know, because when I'm looking at NFL, I see where certain players come from. And I remember Gonzalez came from Colorado. He transferred to Oregon, but he played at Colorado as well. And I saw one of his Brian Howell's articles one time. Yeah, Matt, I don't think Matt ever liked him. I think Matt is just like really just coming out with it now. He really did.
All the 100 things you need to know about the Colorado Buffaloes. You know who needs to read it? Coach Prime. You know who needs to stop with all of this contradictory bullshit like they played and or coached is Neely. Bro, you're a government propaganda podcast. You are controlled by the institution that employs you. You do not stop, please. Please, Neely, stop. And if you want to get all offended about it, get fucking offended, dog. We're not friends. I don't need to talk to you to get anything done, and nothing's going to get done anyway because they're closing ranks up there. And what I'm about to tell everybody is just going to solidify that even more. So, look, the coaching staff in Boulder thinks that everybody out here in the real world is a bunch of morons. The media is dumb. If they're not glazing them, then they're blackballed. None of the kids in Colorado can play. High school guys can't play. We're not going to go recruit. I don't I'm starting to really like. I'm starting to really question what's happening. And if that makes me the bad guy, then I'm sorry, but I'm loyal to this, not them. They should be loyal to this, not them. Coach Prime, you coach here. So I've gotten to the point here where I'm done with this bullshit. Now you're disrespecting Brian Howell and telling him he doesn't watch tape. That man has watched literally every snap of Colorado football for how long? 20 fucking years?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I fought Brian Howell for that, for not barking back at him. That's Brian Howell's fault. That's Brian Howell's fault. Because I would have said it. I said, wait a minute, sir. I've been here. I've been down and watching this team before you even got here. Like, don't sit up here and try to minimize what I'm saying. You out of pocket. I would have said it just like that. You out of pocket. And see, he would have understood it. He'd be like, oh, okay. He trying to say I'm out of pocket. F him, man. Because you know it probably would have been taken there. You know, like that. That's how you got to do it. You can't let people roll all over you. Because if they will, they're not gonna respect you. So that's on Brian Howell. That's on Brian Howell, dog. And I don't think Brian Howell is the type of personality to where he gonna like bark back. So it is what it is. He's not gonna bark back. I have to listen to how he said it, but he did laugh at him. I would have to listen to it. I didn't see the press conference today. That's on Brian Howell. If he let him say that. But I don't think Matt is ever like Coach. That's just I can't speak for Matt, but I'm only going off of what I'm hearing. I don't think he like Coach at all, bro. He don't. And he probably think, because a lot of people think like this about Coach. He braggadocio and all that. And I'm gonna tell you what else he didn't like. And I bet you if Matt listened to this, let me just say this real quick. Since people share everything else with him, I bet you he won't agree. I would bet you he won't disagree with this one. I bet you he didn't like the Louis luggage speech. I bet you he didn't like it. I bet you he didn't. And he didn't like him from the jump. I bet you he didn't. And it's okay. Not everybody is gonna like you. You don't have to like everybody. It's okay if people don't like you. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win the respect of everybody in this world. You're just not. You're not going to win the respect of everybody. So it's okay. It's not that he's a bad person. It's just everybody not going to like you. But I know he was mad about the Louis luggage speech. Because some of the players he probably recruited there and they're not no longer there. Now, I'm not trying to say this to bash Matt McChesney, but I'm being real here. You said Brian and Prime are cool. He went to watch Shador in Vegas for his first game. Matt is coming up. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Matt, Brian was there. But also, Brian doesn't have that personality to where he gonna bark back at Coach Prime because he might not care. He's like, okay, that's his answer. Okay, cool. He the one answering me. He the one gave that answer, not me. Brian, like, okay, only thing I do is ask the questions. If he gonna answer like that, that's on him. Brian seemed like he a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? He too cool for school. Like, all right, cool. That's how he's saying it. But Matt was like, well, nobody watched more film than him, but he probably not gonna take it there like that. Now, if I'm cool with Coach Prime, I would see my person. I'm like, Coach, you tripping, yo? You straight. He'd be like, what are you talking about? He probably would have answered me back, like, what are you talking about? Man, you tripping, dog. Like, you tripping. But he did. But Matt also said that he's better than every offensive line coach there. He did say that. He said he's better than every offensive line coach there. So what that sound like to you? That's bold. He said he better than every offensive line coach there. Yeah, Matt did say that. He helped recruit him to get him in Boulder. He did say that. He was a part of the team to bring him there. Yeah, I know Matt said that. He probably was. But the thing is, I don't know what happened because the only thing I can think of, if I'm the head coach, right? You know what I would want Matt for? I would want Matt to train my offensive lineman in the summer, right? And I also want Matt to help me get recruits there. So that's a person that is valuable. You see what I'm saying? Because he played there. He played in the NFL. Okay. That's certifiable. I know he played because he played with my Jets. I know he did because I remember him. And he's one of them, he was one of them old school type of players. You know what I'm saying? Like hard nose, jock kind of. That's the kind of player he was. Him and like Richie Incognito. He's like a Richie Incognito type of player. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the Jets offensive line, they always been in DeBrickashaw Ferguson. They all been hard, dog. We had a good offensive line. So he has the mentality, right? So I would basically, if I was Coach Prime, I'm like, look, I need him to train my offensive lineman in the summer, right? And I need to help me get the players from Colorado there for that defense and offensive line. So that's what I would do. He don't necessarily have to coach there. Because I would tell him, like, okay, so if you coach there, isn't that going to hurt his business? Like, how can he coach there and run his business at the same time? So I'm like, look, Matt, keep your business because we need the recruits. We need you to help us out with the recruits. We want all the players in Colorado to come here. That's how I would have handled it. Okay. Oh, keep reporting that they pray at the school. Shit, you need some prayer these days. That's what keep you from, I don't know. Matt is a little. Didn't he say he got a bunch of yes men there? I mean, we don't know that because we're not in practice with him. I don't think coach would want no yes men there. Like, if you know we ain't going in the right direction, but you agreeing with me anyway, that means you're stealing money now. Like, you don't need no yes men there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to win. Tell me something. Tell me some news I can use. So if anybody, like Prime said, he know the X's and O's. He just got to go out and get the personnel. Because we really weren't talking about that defense. All right, look, here's my problem. We weren't talking about the defensive coordinator last year. We're talking about him this year. He said, yeah, he did say that Sean Lewis got the most for trying to coach Shador hard. He did say that. I mean, they don't even got to consider him for the O-line position. I'm talking about he can train the offensive linemen in the off season. You know, when they go to camp and stuff. And help recruit the players there. I would, he's talked to Coach Prime. He's been on his Coach Prime has been on his podcast. But I don't know, man. Matt is just he coming out the closet with it. He really definitely is. He's picking on everything. He's picking on everything, man.
No one, let me reiterate, and we're verting this. There's no one's word I respect in the media more about the University of Colorado than my man BH. Not one person. If you want unbiased, real reporting, he's been to every game. He was there when they were good. He was there when they've been shit. He covered them the same way when they were 1-11 and down and out than he did when they were 9-4 and winning a Heisman. And now you're going to, you don't watch tape. Any more questions for Coach? Like, that question's bad. So pull up Meyer and let's talk about his numbers this year. How many games started, if you can find it?
First off, I can tell you he's played in, I think, every game this season.
Well, he played in every game, there's no doubt. But
I mean, he's gotten at least a solo tackle, total tackle at least in every game as well. I'm on ESPN. It doesn't really tell you how many games he started. Also, at Colorado, I don't think he did start. I thought it wasn't always French and Hughes ahead of him.
French and Brown.
Or Brown too, yeah. I'm just thinking all three.
And maybe Meyer did start. Look, to say that you don't watch film, what is that to insinuate that he didn't ball out at the end of the year? Because he was by far the best player on the field against Arizona State.
Arizona State, yeah.
I mean, he was making fucking plays. So, again, this hard question. These people don't know what they're talking about. Laugh it off. Press conference over. It's typical. Typical. BH, I got your back, bro. That's not the way you should be treated. And keep asking hard questions because you have every right to. And they should be answering the question, not deflecting like this. And I'm on Team Howell, bro. That's not cool. That shit's not cool. It's just not cool. Like, I'm sorry, but Brian's a much better man than me. You will start giggling at my question and shit. I'm probably not going to respond very well. That's why I don't go to the fucking press conferences. I'm not breaking news. I'm reacting to it.
Sure.
Next.
And I have a lot of respect for Brian Howell. I saw that. I was really, I was like, damn, I was disappointed to see that somebody.
I wonder if Adam Munster-Tiger and Koenigsberg and Jake and DNVR, are y'all going to talk about this and bring it up and shine light and fucking like prop up your media member, or is this just glazed? I guarantee you, I know the answer.
I would guess.
Actually, Adam's not. Adam, I shouldn't throw
Adam Wood out of all. That was the one.
I shouldn't throw Adam in there, but everybody else is glazing.
I was gonna say I saw a picture of Adam.
I'm sorry, Adam.
But Matt, let's the title of the show is this: changes coming for Coach Prime in Colorado? Are they incoming or not? It's I left it as a question mark. I hadn't spoken with Matt at all. This is a big question I have. I think a lot of people have. What's going to happen with the staff? Is Coach Prime going to bring in more experienced coaches? Is he going to bring in – I had mentioned somebody who had a real impact on Clark Lee, Jerry Kill. Is he going to bring in somebody like that who's been a long-time coach to maybe help advise in places that could help Coach Prime? But nothing has happened. The only change I've seen so far is Marshall Faulk, hired at Southern. He was introduced, and he had his press conference today, answered several questions. I'll cover that on my show with Coach Leroy Frederick tomorrow. But, Matt, what do you got to say about this?
Oh, my fucking God. Oh, my God.
What?
No, just
shit.
The world I live in, homie.
Okay, Matt, what do you have to say about the Colorado coaching staff? Do you think there are changes incoming or no?
No. I don't think they're going to change anything. I'm not going to say whose name this is. Yesterday, Coach Prime told the staff they were taking a 20% pay cut. That's it.
Okay, that's what I was waiting to hear. Now, that's what he said. He said they're taking a 20% pay cut. That's what I was waiting to hear. I know I didn't mishear him today. He said 20% pay cut. Now, like I said, we getting secondhand information here. I don't know how reliable his sources are. Yeah, 20% is a lot. That's a lot. But I don't know. We don't know. Yeah, any thoughts on him before Prime? I know I haven't went that far back on his show yet. To see if he had any, things to say. Yeah, so I don't know if I can believe that. See, that's why I keep saying, guys, this is secondhand information. He just don't like Prime, dog. He don't. He just, the hell with it. I'm out the closet with it now. He basically want Prime to quit. Yes, he pretty much do. Well, you've already checked? Yeah, it don't exist? Okay. Because that would have made the news. If they taken a 20% pay cut, that would have made the news. Brian Howell or somebody would have reported already. And I'm not even going to talk about the other crew because they seem to know a lot too. And something they said was false. But he said, yeah, he's like, Coach, he don't deal with me after something. Yeah, they just, man, they got a hard on for Coach Prime. Oh, he did start his podcast with Prime. Interesting. Let me see. Let me find out Max got in the hunt when Prime came there. Hold on, let me see. Come on, Matt, is that true? Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right about it. Let me at least look at his live chat and see. Yep, you're right about that. And I guess he figured all these new podcasts coming. I play here. Let me start mine. You right about that. It's 3 years ago. Interesting. Y'all be knowing, man. You guys be up on it. I don't be checking people that hard though. But some people, y'all be on it, man. You're like, nah, bro. He just started this shit. He started when you started. Yeah, he did. Because I've been doing it 3 years now. As soon as he announced that he taking the job at from Jackson State to Colorado, as soon as he said he taking the Colorado job, I started the podcast right then and there. I created the page that day. I said, I'm going to follow this. This is going to be an interesting ride. Yep. And I started making videos because I made a video on Travis Hunter decision. I said, oh, Travis coming there. People said, well, we don't know yet. I said, no, he coming there. He following him. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride. It really has. So yeah, Matt started around then. He sure did. And I give it to him. He's been in the loop. He's been in the fold, you know. He just came all out with it this time. He just he's like, fuck, man. But he's at the point of no return. He's done. Like, he said, I'm better than them offensive line coaches there. And he said, sorry to my homeboy that's there, you know. He said he better than all. I'm like, all right. Yeah, he didn't have a podcast back then to cover Colorado back then. He didn't. Now I give it to some of the other podcasters. They had, I don't know, not all of them. They all created a page around the same time. They fronted. Everybody created a page around when I did. They did. You said lack of access got him in this feeling. It's crazy. He didn't get. That's crazy. He really like Matt. I mean, he's training. He's a trainer. He trained and all. He got a nice he got a nice facility. He got a clientele. What is he mad about? Like, but I get it. He's into the podcasting, world now. And he gives his opinion. He goes off when he start giving his opinion. First, he start out calm. He said, what the hell are you doing? Like that. But I don't know, man. But he did create that podcast when Prime got there. He front. He did. I thought he been had it. Like, I thought he's been like talking about him. Nope. He started when Prime got there. Shit, Matt was like, let me get some of these damn views. Like that. But I don't know what to tell him. Like, man, I doubt Coach Prime went, yes, man. He want answers. He said, no, he's part of the bandwagon. But he act like he not. But I didn't know that he created his page around the time I did. I'm thinking, you know what I mean? He had me fooled. I'm thinking that I never checked. I should have checked. Yeah, he started right around that time. He sure did. He eased on in there. And I remember him when he played for the Jets. I remember. I easily I subscribed because I was like, yo, that's Matt. The fuck? What he doing over here? And then I realized he went to Colorado. And then I started following his videos 0 to 60. I said, oh yeah, Matt, that dude, you know what I'm saying? He know what he's talking about. Man, Matt over here hating, man. Come on, Matt. Hey. Matt is what you call jumping out the window, man. He crashing out. Yo, he don't went on. Yo, you know how I know he don't crashed out? He went on Jason. What's his name? Jason. He went on Jason podcast. I think his name is Jason. Jason something. The one that always like bragged that he went to Ball State. What's his name? Jason. Yeah, he's a straight hater too, because he was like, I just want Shador not to succeed. Yeah, Jason Whitlock. He went on Jason Whitlock. When I know he went on there, I'm like, oh shit. Man, Matt jumped. He crashing out. You see, that gives him justification to criticize. Yeah, I guess that's what he think. But he crashing out. But you got to give him a little time, man. They lost so much talent to the NFL. You need some time to recruit that, you know. So I don't know. That's just how I see it. That's just how I see it, man. Just take a couple years to rebuild, man. Rebuild and then go from there. But anyway, he seemed to think that's some change. He said 20% of the salary, but I doubt it. Could be the case, but I thought we would have read about that already. But no, I don't see that anywhere. But it's the off season, so it's a lot to talk about as far as the recruits, the transfer portal guys coming in. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting off season. I know he was competing with teams like Georgia Tech. I know. Yeah, see, like what's his name? Just off the hook. Matt off the hook. Oh, okay. You said what he doing? Talking about Matt. He just, he ranting.
So everybody on the staff is going to get docked 20% of their pay, and he's probably not going to fire anybody. If someone wants to leave, that's another case, and they'll hire another coach. You want to know why? Let's break this down and think about it. Why isn't he mass firing? You want to know why? Because he doesn't have a coaching tree. He didn't come from a coaching tree, and he doesn't have one. He just has his buddies that have helped him in high school, Jackson State, and now at Colorado. So he can't pick up the phone and say, I worked with this guy back at this place and here, and I want to bring him in because I like his philosophy. He hired Coach Lewis. Coach Lewis gave him pushback, wanted to coach Shador hard. He got rid of him quick. That also shows other coaches in the country that they don't want to go work there because they're not yes men. They're trying to win, and they're trying to develop, and they're trying to advance. Coach Prime's not trying to advance. This is his last job and only job.
God.
This is Coach Sapp's last job. This is Coach Pecco's last job. This is Haines' last job. I feel sorry for Dre at this point because I know Gerard really wants to coach, but he's in a 3-man offensive line room. You think Gunner's going to get another job somewhere? Everybody that was defending Gunner on social media, I don't have anything personal against him at all. He's a nice guy. But that we're talking about coaching offensive line, and the offensive line, you've seen the fucking protection breakdowns. I don't need to sit here, and they don't double team, and and he's not in there like pushing for them to run the ball 50 times a game. I know that. So when you don't have a coaching tree and you didn't come from one, it's impossible to pick up the phone and just say, hey, I'm going to fire these 4 guys, and I'm going to bring in guys that I know can help us win. Because he doesn't know anybody else. So I understand he knows everybody from a player perspective. I get he knows Mike Zimmer and everyone respects him. I respect him. I love Coach Prime. I'm saying that is a fact. You're going to dock everybody 20%?
So let's go. Let's address this. So he's docking the whole staff next year 20%
20% of the coaching. Every coach is getting docked 20% of their pay.
But
and I really doubt they're gonna fire anybody. Because you know what?
What does that accomplish, Matt?
It doesn't. It just pisses it. I'm sure it just pisses everybody the fuck off and passes the buck. It passes the buck. It says this is your fault and slap on the wrist. Are you going to dock the fucking players? Their pay? Is Juju going to get docked 20%? And I'm sure they didn't want this out. But again, when this is what it is.
If you start docking your players' pay, what did Coach Brian say the other day about what the number one reason players leave, Matt?
Money. So again, usually the hungry dog is going to do whatever it can to eat. Okay. When the dog's full, they sleep. And right now, that's what's happening in Boulder, bro. It's all your fault. We're docking 20%. All of you can keep your jobs. Let's see how next year goes. We've lost 5 commits. We're only signing 9 high school kids tomorrow, maybe.
So apparently.
And look, I hope the transfer portal and the JUCO works out great. That's fantastic. I hope everything works and they win. But bro, I am extremely concerned. Extremely, because if they roll the same exact coaching staff out next year, what exactly do you expect everybody to do? Just fucking fall in line and be, oh, well, Coach Prime's back and everything's going to be good. And let's see if we can get The Rock and Cameron and Wu-Tang back on the sideline and reignite all this. It's not that's all over.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's about winning and it's about fixing this. And bro, just like I understand that me and Tikal are probably the only 2 that are gonna talk about shit like this openly. And I'll take all the shrapnel. I don't give a fuck. I don't know any of y'all. But you have to understand, this is concrete information I'm getting. And I'm not going to throw who I got it from under the bus, but to act like it's not real is super naive.
All right. He's not going to tell his source and where he got the information from, but he's saying, according to his source, that they're docking all the coaches 20% in pay. So, I don't know if that's true. I don't know how it's going to work out. He says, show how he can help. I mean, he can help with the offensive line. I mean, it's been proven that he sent some players to the SEC, players that he has coached. He's placed them there too. He coached Gage Ginther. He's one of those players that's gonna go to the NFL. So he coached him. I saw it because he in his videos he had Gage in his videos. So he did coach him. Yeah, you said Neely said he's capping. And he responded back to Neely. He said, man, he said Neely's a glazer. Yo, this is crazy. I told you this is gonna be a hell of an off season. He don't call Neely a glazer, man. You said Matt could train. He's an NFL line spec. Yeah, but he's not doing it. He's not doing it up there. He's mad now. So he's not doing it. He's talking about it, but he don't call Neely a glazer. Yeah, one of his former teammates is connected to the Andre Gerard, Antoine, and he played in the NFL. He's connected. They both played together at Colorado. He's offensive line coach. He's one of them. But the thing is, why is he so mad? I don't get it. You said you said who wants to work with a toxic person like me? Oh my God, man. Matt, come on, Matt. Matt crashing out. And he don't care either. He don't. He blew a gasket about the the what do you call it? The team song, the school song. He blew a gasket on that. Yeah, he went on Whitlock. Whitlock is a hater. He said it. He said he just want to see Shador do bad. Yeah, but what is he mad at now, though? Yeah, he just been getting mad after every loss. He's getting worse and worse. And he said, Prime, fix it. I want you to fix it. Yo, you know what I think? We gotta need to be mad alone because I forgot that he played in the NFL and he played in them trenches. So, they take a lot of hits to the head. And he might not be all together. He said, fix it. Prime, you need to fix it. Yo, don't you think he's trying to fix it? Like, he don't want to keep losing. He don't want to keep losing, bro. Yeah, Matt crashing out, bro. I need you to fix it. And he said, Neely, you're a glazer. That's what you are, Neely. You're a glazer. Because Neely said he capping. Yo, he always crashing out. This last podcast, he didn't crash out that much. He's kind of calming down now. It's the season over. He said, it is what it is now. It is what it is. You said he woke up, he's mad, he's constipated, he's mad. He didn't get his binky. He's mad, you name it. He's just mad. Yeah, but come on, man. He been ranting every he said, how dare he talk like that to Brian Howell? Hey, Brian Howell. Yo, I'm gonna leave Matt alone, yo. And what did he say? I know he might be talking about. He said, and that old wiener over there. You know what I'm saying? He's a wiener. Bro. Bro, this dude is off the hook, man. He got in the weight, man. You need somebody like that. Somebody like a coach. I like a coach like that. I had a coach like him in high school, and they kind of look alike. But he was my coach in high school, and man, he get beat red in the face if we don't play hard. He said, "Do you think you're gonna play hard today?" He said, "Bob, raise your hands. Who's gonna play hard today? I want to see your hand." Everybody had to raise their hand. Like, damn, you bullying us. We all had to raise our hand. He said, "You better let me see it. I better see it. I better see it." He said, "I better see it." He said, "I better see you lay hands on the first player." Like, damn, bro. But it's how do you get us motivated? You see what I'm saying? We get motivated like that by the way he talking. He said, "Because all I see over here is a bunch of pussies." And you better not laugh. Yeah, you remember him? Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Yeah, Coach Zarrow. Thank you. Damn, Ant, you remember him? Bro, you see, and remember he was big. You know, Coach Zarrow was real big. And I'm like, damn, I don't want him to get sick on us because he was really big. He said, "You think that's how you that's how you block? That ain't how you block. That's some bullshit." He called them mercenaries, the man above. Mercs. Yeah, we still on, we just kicking it. I have been on for a while, about 3 hours. Just kicking it, you know. But you see he was worried about Matt, the West Virginia one. He heard that song. Yeah, I think he just I don't know. I don't know what his problem is sometimes. Oh yeah, when he's coaching the wrestling team, yeah. Yeah, he crashing out. But he's kind of like, let's see what they're gonna do. But wow, man, they just need a lot. I know their off season is gonna be pretty packed with they're gonna be busy recruiting and stuff. So Anyway, guys, let me get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to see what's anything in the news. I know with Marshall Faulk, like I said, he's going to Southern. That's pretty big for Marshall Faulk to go to Southern like that. He going to Southern. Yeah. So you think he really gonna keep most of the staff? I think so. I mean, if not, we'll wait for the changes if there's any. Yeah, definitely. We'll wait for the changes. You said you're gonna go listen to Matt. It makes me like laugh. Yeah, he going off. He just he talked regular and then he just start going off. So we'll wait and see what happens. It's still gonna be a long off season, stuff like that. It's a lot of news to catch up on. But I'm gonna catch you guys later. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, I'll join you tomorrow. All right, y'all.